So today I'm going to be building the Alpha 3 kit, Estes Alpha 3. It says here it goes up to 1100 feet. Recommended engines are, see, it's got a half A6, A8, B4, B6, and C6. It recommends the first flight as an A83. Yeah, I agree with that because it's a pretty light rocket, and you know it'll get you up to about 200 or 300 feet, and you want to see how well you can recover it at that height before you move up to a B. You know, B is twice as strong as an A, C is twice as strong as a B. If you launch it on a C6, don't launch it on a C6 on a windy day. Make sure you have a big enough field and it's a calm day if you launch it on a C. Otherwise, yeah, start with A unless you know what you're doing, of course, and go from there. So it's an easy to assemble rocket. It's got the fin can already, plastic fin can already made for you. So not much to put together here. Let's get started. Okay, so here's what's inside. This is the body tube, and this part here is the nose cone. Just take that out of there. Oh yeah, and that's the motor mount. There we go. Body tube, nose cone. It's got this little thing here. You screw in a little, where is it? There it is. It's this little metal, what do you call it there? You screw it in, little eyelet thing, for the shock cord attached to. That's that. And here you've got the parachute, launch lug, shock cord, and centering rings, decals, instructions. So first thing, always read the instructions. Always read them over. I just kind of, glance over, read them over, make sure I'm kind of aware of what's the order in which I'm going to do things. If you're an experienced builder, you may not even need these instructions. You could probably just, build it as is, but I still like to just follow along, even though I'm just building for myself. So, just double check you've got all the parts. And then here, I'm going to start with building the engine mount. So, there's the motor mount tube. Now we've got to measure out, what is it? Yeah, 1 inch and then 2.25 inches. So, okay, so let's see, 1 inch. And where was it? 2.25. 2 1/4. Like that. Now at the 2 1/4 mark, gotta make a 3 millimeter cut here. Like that. This engine hook. That will go right into the, if you can see that, right into that little slot. There we go. And I just noticed this hook has a little bit of a bend to it. Kind of in the wrong direction. Just going to bend that back. There. That's better. Okay. So step 3 there. Step 4, we're going to put a little glue around here. And there's one centering ring here with a little notch cut into it. That's what we're going to put on. Okay. Directions recommend carpenter's glue, which is wood glue, or you could use Elmer's glue, that's fine too. Oops. You don't want to get any glue on this hook here. So that's going to need to flex up and not be glued down. Now this one with the notch cut out of it, notch is there to allow that hook to move. There, just flush with the end like that. There, see, perfect, just like so. And now I'm going to put glue around our 1-inch mark here. Let's see. Where was that? I shouldn't have put that underneath. Okay. Oh, there we go. Too much. This one you can put all the way around. Yeah, this is the got it. The mylar ring here, not the fiber one, but the mylar. So slide that on. This band here will hold the hook down. Come on, right about there. That's pretty good. And I'll just hold it there while the rest can flex up like that. Okay, and then, lastly, oh, we're not going to do that yet. Yep, not going to do that one yet. I'll set that aside. Just let that dry. Okay, now that that's dried, take this fin can, and one thing I'm going to watch for is if there's any warping of these fins at all. There's a little bit of warping on one of these. Where is it? Yeah, here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's a little bit curved this way, so I'm going to try and just gently, and that's straight without breaking it, of course. Otherwise, all that's going to do is just going to make it kind of twirl a little bit in flight. But there it is. That just comes from being in this bag. Well, okay, so now this motor mount is going to get glued into here. It'll just go in and it'll stop like that. And this centering ring will get glued on top like that. So that holds that in place. Nothing's actually glued to this plastic. It's holding pretty good on both sides. Now this centering ring I had to kind of sand off the inside and deburr it a little bit, otherwise it wouldn't fit on this end of the motor mount here. Okay, so let's get it put together. So let's see how do I want to do this. Put it like that. Okay. Some glue here. Let's put some glue on the outside. There we go. Okay, I've got that right where I want it. I'll put this on kind of quick because it'll grab on there. There we go. Nice, and try to make sure, oh, there we go. Make sure it's not shifted to one side. Want it nice and centered. Hold it like that till it dries, which shouldn't be too long. The next step is gluing the launch lug onto the body tube, like so. I'm a little nervous of gluing it on such a shiny surface, so I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper here. Kind of scuff up a very narrow line where I'm going to be putting it. Just stiff it up a little bit here. I feel better about gluing onto that. Okay, let's see. Line of glue. Oop, oop, too much there. Try not to get any glue on this shiny tube. Alright. So get it flush. Try and get it. So I like glue with a high tack to it, like this woodworking glue, because it'll hold it for you. So you can kind of adjust it. Okay. Let's see, is it straight? Nice and aligned, like so. Yep, that looks good. I'll let that dry. Just going to set it up like that. There we go. Let that dry now. Okay, one thing I should mention, step 3 here is showing you put some little glue fillets on the outside. When I put the glue on here, I already had some nice, decent fillets already in there just because I used plenty of glue. Just squished out. That should be fine. I shouldn't need to add any more than that. And I don't want to make this shiny tube messy. So, yeah, that should be pretty good right there. So I'll just leave that, let it dry. Okay, now we're going to attach the fins to the body tube. Put a little bit of glue on the inside of this tube here. A little bit more. Oops, there we go. Okay, let's see, I'll put it like, see, right about like that should be good. Wait, there. I'm going to set it upright so that the glue inside will settle. There we go. Next is to build the shock cord mount. Instead of cutting out of the directions here, I'll just cut my own out of a piece of paper the same size. Okay, put a little glue there. Oops. Oh, she's not there. There. No, it's going to go both places anyway. Squish that down. And squish that down, press nice and firm. I'll squeeze out there. So I'm doing this on an extra sheet of paper because it'll squeeze out. There we go. That's nice and okay. Let that dry a little bit first. Okay, now we're going to glue shock cord mount. Okay. Okay. I've kind of already curved this a little bit. Oops. Oh, okay. Switch fingers here. To get it nice, make sure it's covered here. As usual, I use too much glue, but it's okay. Alright, now it says put this in about 1.5 inches down into the tube. That's just to make sure there's plenty of clearance for the nose cone. So I'll just feed that down in there. 1.5 inches. And flop it over. My finger just barely fits in this thing. There we go. And I'm just pressing down, holding it there. Sometimes your finger will stick to the paper. That's why you don't want to hold it too long. Your finger will stick and will rip up the paper while it's still wet. There we go. If you can see that in there. That's nice and flattened down in there. Now I'll just let it sit somewhere where it isn't going to get pulled on. Okay, now I'm going to prepare the parachute here. This step is optional. I tend to do it to all of mine now. And that is to cut out on this dotted line. Gives you a little spill hole in the chute, makes for a more stable descent. So it's not like swinging around too much as it's coming down. It'll come down a little more straight. Just watch out these little cords here. This way is just the easiest if you happen to have an X-Acto. There. Okay. There we go. Right now, got the ends shoot like this. Now for the nose cone, I'm going to screw that little eyelet into there. Let's see if the camera will focus. Anyways, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. You just screw it in. There's no glue needed for that. You just bring these through. Little hole. There we go. And thread this in there and pull it tight. There we go. That's all set. Now we're going to tie the end of this shot cord to that loop. Don't need to do any special knots here, just regular. Not done twice or three times. Will be just fine. It's 1, 2, and 3. There we go. If you can, or if you want, you can just trim off that extra. Just make sure it clears things. There we go. Now I'm not going to put it in the body tube yet, as that's still, the glue for that mount is still drying. So I'll just let it sit here and dry for a while and we'll be about done. Okay, now that this is dry in here completely, I'll just pack the parachute in. First I'm going to fold it like that, fold it in half, and fold it in a quarter so that these lines line up there. Fold it like that so all your lines are together. Another fold here. I'll take all these lines, most of them on top like that. Pull the chute over on top of the lines to keep them together. There we go. Fold it one more time and then fold it over like that. Yeah, it's ready to go in. Now, directions tell you 3 or 4 squares, and you got to do this before every launch. So I'll stuff 1, 2. Squares go in first, not the shot cord, by the way, so you protect the shot cord as well. 3 and 4. Just stuff them in there like that. Now, shot cord. It's kind of tough to just get it in there. So I'll take a pencil, help tamp things down in there a little bit. Now, slide that in. There we go. Make sure you don't get stuff pinched there. Oops. There you go. Now, decals. Okay, so for this decal, I've cut away a little section of it there because it has to go around this launch lug. So let's do that now. And looks like I have to cut a little more on the end of that. Yeah, let me just line it up a little better here. That's pretty good. I get all the air bubbles out. Okay, as you can see, but it's kind of right up on the edge of that there. So hit to lay flat. Just cutting the decal there. There. We can burnish it down nice and flat. A little bit off there, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Top decal on. That's it. One thing I did notice about these, because I don't know if you can see, is they have a little bit extra sticking out. I'm going to just slice that off just so it's nice and flat. I don't have these little things sticking up on both sides. But yeah, that's it. Ready to go.